Web3. What do you think? Is Web3 just a marketing trick? Or is it the next evolution of the internet? Is it under the thumb of the VCs, the venture capitalists? Or does it have the potential to benefit all of us in the future? What does Web3 mean? All these questions and many more will be answered in this video. But before we proceed, let me state this, that the information in this video is for academic and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as financial advice. But before we start, we need to first understand the first two words, which is essential in understanding Web3. Please, before we proceed again, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the like button. And please don't forget to turn on your notification bell as well. Now, let's return. It began with Web 1, like the 90s. Web 1 with three main technologies. So it is called or referred to as static web. This makes all that information available online. However, the static web was difficult to use. Web pages were so basic and lacked dynamic page serving algorithms. And the most useful functions were probably to send email, write emails, real-time news, and others. The information super highway was a one-way. Website hosted created the content and users couldn't change it. No one applied before, no one could write online. And Web 2. It was proposed in 2005. Website usage changed greatly due to improved JavaScript, CSS, and HTML5. Richer interactive websites appeared. Web platforms enable content creations and participation. Web 2 was a read-write web where users shaped content, unlike Web 1. Mobile phones or cell phones have enabled the social web. Or two Web 2 companies include Google, YouTube, Uber, which is now X, Facebook, and others. These companies have made trillions of shareholders happy using billions of international users' data. Their influence has changed everything from ordering food to calling rides to pay online, several payment online gateways, and all that. Remember that these companies own Web 2. Operators decide who can see it. Expected to be more decentralized and unrestricted, where people would create content and run the web using decentralized protocols. Network segments may belong to them actually. Consider a read-write web. So, Web 3 can be built with several technologies and other blockchains are popular, but IPFS can reduce centralization. Web 3 dApps are created, and native tokens provide dApps holders with value. Native crypto assets let network members share value. Understanding how centralized Web 2 understand why Web 3 has so much potential. Web users, the client-server model. Servers provide information when you visit a website, open a mobile app, or watch a video. Your service or website provider usually runs servers. All website data is this server. DNS directs your computer to design information. Cloudflare, Google, and other run centralized DNS. Since the internet is centralized, service providers can restrict online activity. Google point failure is the first issue, and long-term outage occurs on centralized server. This prevents data and app access. Network if the website is down. Hackers can profit by hacking these centralized servers, which stores all user data and code that talks to user clients. Data theft enriches cyber criminals. Keep your data on Amazon if you trust it. Devices may also receive compromised data. You can do this with software supply chain hacks. Cyber criminals infect software supply chain provider servers. Because everyone thinks the software is safe, this code down. Web 2 permissioning is decisive. Use Facebook, Meta, Instagram, Twitter, X, PayPal, Uber, and so on, because their owners allows it. Stop your use anytime. User can control years of the platform. These companies can do it because you accepted their terms when you signed up. Promises decentralization, user ownership, and developer drive. Use peer-to-peer network for data, value, and user machine interaction without third parties. This makes the future web platforms flexible, user-friendly, and privacy conscious. Since decentralized ledgers agree on the network states, the backend infrastructure, natural distribution across network-only nodes is Web3 most important future. Even if node fails, hacking one node doesn't compromise network security. Blockchains and other distributed networks are cryptographically secure. Whoever changes smart contract code without key is caught. The blockchain stores smart contracts, changes with an unchangeable timestamp. So don't trust anyone with your data because decentralized blockchain are cryptographically safe. Prove their servers or apps are malware free. Open source code is visible to all. Importantly, Web3 decentralized blockchain requires no permission. Web3 wallets connect to dApps without KYC. You can't be blocked for speech or action. Can't identify the wallet owner. Nothing prevents improvement. Since dApps is open source, it can be forked to build on. Ethereum smart contracts necessary without third-party developers APIs. Web3 may excite people because you can shape the future of these apps and share in their success. Who owns the governance token can benefit from the ecosystem's growth by making governance decisions. And by making incentives more financially sound, Web3 lets people contribute to growth, to grow the network and token value. So Web3 seems like the answer to all problems, but it needs work before it can compete with Web2. Scalability is likely most important because of its decentralized network. It serves data and calculates slower than a central server. Ethereum miners propagate blocks to change ledger. No amount of talk about the ideal internet where everyone owns a piece matters if someone has to wait for the data. I can get high quickly on Instagram or on Twitter on my phone without using a slow decentralized social media site. Have users feeling limits. Despite improvement, Web3 apps are still too difficult for most people. Ethereum wallet, Web3 wallet transaction approvals, and password private key security naturally cause financial losses and mistakes. Rather than Web3 apps cost, even though some layer 1 network and sidechains charge less. Ethereum users must pay the gas fee when they can use it for free on their favorite website. Everyone worries about VC controlling all governance tokens. These violate community values because they have too much power. Beyond that, the centralization of Web3 apps technology is another issue. It still needs centralized web infrastructure. Smart contracts are decentralized and most people need the front end to use Uniswap. This is how most Web3 dApps works. Finally, I'm sure decentralized technology will be over centralized ones. This applies to crypto and Web3 internet. community effort to benefit, I'm sure, decentralized technology not over centralized ones. Web2 actually uses a Web2 system to hard users and scale. However, solutions are being developed for everything from DApp use to data source. The more I learn about Web3, the more I believe it will be best. The more I learn about Web3, the more I believe it will be the best web version yet. That's it on this episode. So, what do you think of Web3? Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Daily Crypto Hub. Until then, stay tuned.